my fellow rail enthusiasts, museum lovers, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to our friends in Australia and the East. Welcome to this, the third international conference organized by the Rail Enthusiast Society in India. I am J.L. Singh and I am Secretary of the Society. This year, we take you to the fascinating world of rail museums. Over the next 2 days, we are going to hear some of the most knowledgeable speakers involved in this interesting and captivating field. We have speakers from North America, UK, Italy, Australia, and of course, India. At the end of the 2 days, you will have an excellent idea of what it takes to set up and run a museum, the efforts involved, what you can find in a rail museum, and some of the best practices that can be followed. We have a total of 16 speakers. There are 7 today and as many as 9 tomorrow. But do not fret. We are sure that each of the speakers will keep you bound to the device that you are using to connect to this conference. Each speaker is renowned in his area, and you will certainly have a lot of takeaways by the time the conference is over. At the end of each presentation, you will have the opportunity to ask questions or comment on any aspect that has been covered. Please do not ask the question directly, but record it in the chat box. For raising any issue, again, either record it in the chat box or raise your hand at the end of the presentation. Based on time available, your question or comment will be given due consideration. During the course of this conference, we will also tell you all about our society and what it can offer you and other rail enthusiasts. To borrow from the words of Abraham Lincoln, the well-known President of the United States of America, we are a society of rail enthusiasts, by rail enthusiasts, and for rail enthusiasts. When we say rail enthusiast, we include any person who is passionate of any or all aspects of the railways. Their interest may range from rail heritage to history, from infrastructure like track, tunnels, and bridges, from stations to railway townships, from operations to repairs and maintenance, from rolling stock to signaling, rail photography to rail modeling, even including areas like rail staff, rail literature, rail sports, and so forth. Even a discerning rail traveler is a rail enthusiast. Of course, it is not that all rail travelers are rail enthusiasts, but a discerning traveler is certainly a rail enthusiast. Unfortunately, most professional railwaymen may not be rail enthusiasts, but of course, some of them are. You would have received a quiz online, for which I'm sure many of you would have responded already. Tomorrow, we'll be declaring the result of the quiz and giving you the right answers. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our president, Mr. Vinu Narayan Mathur. He will say a few words to kickstart the proceedings of the third international conference of the Rail Enthusiast Society. Over to you, Vinu.
Thank you, JL. And dear friends, on behalf of the Rail Enthusiast Society of India, let me extend a very warm welcome to all the participants from India and abroad. My special thanks to our overseas participants, as I realize you have had to adjust to Indian Standard Time when it is late at night in North America, very early morning in Europe, and evening in Australia. This must be very inconvenient. We do appreciate your participation despite this constraint. Our Secretary JL has given you a brief account of our society, and he will be giving you many more details tomorrow. Let me just reiterate that we are a society of volunteer enthusiasts. Some of us have a railway background. We have worked in the railways, while many others have pursued or are pursuing other professional careers. We are all united by a passion for the railways. Our society publishes a quarterly magazine, organizes talks, walks, and tours for its members, and we are about 7 years old. We have had 2 earlier global conferences. The first one was on the romance of the railways, when we had a large number of presentations on steam traction. The presentation on the preservation of steam lines, highlighting the tremendous volunteer effort that goes into revival and maintaining steam traction. The second conference looked at the future of railways, and we got a glimpse of the transformation that is taking place in rail transport, whether it be high-speed railways for passenger traffic or heavy haul in case of freight. We had interesting discussions on developments in different continents and changes taking place in India. With the concern for climate change and the growing emission of CO2 and other greenhouse gases, rail has excellent potential for revival around the world, keeping the objective of sustainability in view. As the railways transform themselves based on new evolving technologies, railway museums will have a greater role in preserving earlier technologies. We therefore opted to organize this conference on rail museums. Rail museums have the potential to give a tremendous amount of joy and scientific learning to visitors of all ages, whether they be young children or their parents or even their grandparents. A rail museum is a popular attraction in all parts of the world. We do hope all of you will enjoy this two-day conference and all of us can learn something new from each other's experience in the management of rail museums. Thank you.